Welcome to Let's Talk Business Transformation. Today we're exploring B2C commerce transformation, the big shifts, the challenges brands face, and where real business impact is being created. Joining me is Justine Le Corre, Lead Strategic Advisor at OSF Digital. She helps global brands turn commerce and customer experience investments into measurable results. We'll hear from her what's working, what's holding companies back, and where the future of B2C commerce is headed. So, Justine, I'm so excited to have you on the podcast today. There's so much buzz around B2C commerce, and especially here in 2026. So I wanted to get us started with some rapid fire questions with you as an expert. So starting off, what is the most surprising mistake you're still seeing large B2C brands make in their digital strategy?
So I would say, honestly, the most surprising mistake I still see is that many large B2C brands still treat digital as just another channel. Digital is something added on top of the business instead of something the business is actually built around. On the surface, everything looks mature. Websites, apps, personalization, analytics, CRM, AI now. But underneath, the organization hasn't really changed. Data is fragmented, decisions are slow, and teams optimize their own KPIs instead of the customer journey on a 360 vision. So digital looks good, but it doesn't scale, it doesn't anticipate, and it doesn't learn fast enough. The brand that perform best accept a hard truth. Digital is not something you add to the business. It's something you organize the business around. It's the reverse.
Yeah.
So this is for me the bigger, I would say, surprising mistake, because we are talking about that since years now.
Yeah.
Except maybe AI, but still.
The technology changed, but the blocking and tackling is still the same. So, a lot of that comes down to KPIs. And so when you're looking at how companies are measuring themselves, what KPIs do you think they're relying on too heavily, and which ones do you think matter more than expected?
So conversion rate is the KPI, the main KPI for a lot of companies today. It's simple and easy to report, but it only captures a moment in time. You can improve conversion rate with promotion and still destroy long-term value. And this is key today for a lot of business. What matters more is customer lifetime value. I would say yes, conversion is a moment, but lifetime value is the long-term relationship that we need to work on.
So it's interesting talking about online customers and kind of, we talked a little bit about how, things often are really staying the same. But what belief do you have about online customers? What's one belief that's really held about online customers that you think is no longer true?
So based on my observations today, that consumers are mainly price driven. Price matters, of course, but today customers are far more sensitive to effort and trust. They choose brands that are easy, consistent, and reliable. Sorry, not just cheaper.
Yeah.
So it's true that we need to take care about this with our customer.
So when we're talking about delivering that big impact and really trying to capture a customer and have them have that real customer lifetime value and build trust, what's a small change that brands can make that can deliver a big impact?
Alliance team, it's the main topic today. When teams are measured against the same customer reality, collaboration improves and impact accelerates. Small alignments shift often unlock outside results.
And stemming off of that, which part of the customer commerce ecosystem do you think is the most misunderstood?
Customer service.
Yeah.
100%. And why? It's because too many brands still see service as a cost center. And in reality is where trust is built. or destroyed. So you can have both in the short term. And the most mature brands don't ask how to reduce service cost. They ask how to increase customer value through service. So I would say yes, customer service.
Fantastic. So let's take a deeper dive here into B2C commerce, really, and transformation, right? So when you're looking at the landscape and kind of the biggest shifts that are happening in B2C commerce today, what are those shifts?
The biggest shift is really since a few years now from transactional commerce to relationship-based commerce. And it's also thanks to AI initiative that we see on day to day. Customers expect brands to recognize them, remember them, and anticipate their needs. So speed, personalization, and trust are now baseline expectation, no just cherry on the cake.
So many brands are looking out at their landscape and they're saying, based on a lot of what you're talking about, right, that we need to make some sort of transformation, right? What are some of the barriers, some of the common barriers standing in the way of organizations, specifically B2C companies, in making those transformations?
In reality, I would say technology is really the real barrier. The biggest challenges are more organizational, legacy processes, fragmented ownership, and fear of disruption. We can see that today, and in OSF, we added the change management service inside our project to help our customers on that way. Yes, transformation falls when it's treated as an IT project instead of a business evolution and transformation.
So when we're talking about transformation, the reason why we're all doing it is to drive to some sort of outcome, right? So how are companies making sure that their B2C investments are actually driving to outcomes?
Too many brands start with platform instead of problems. So identify the key topics, audit, understand where we want and where we need to go thanks to the market. It's key. But today, because we have different objectives, short-term, long-term goals, platform is the first discussion we have today, and it's counter. It's not the good way to go and to have success today.
So with outcomes in mind, right, there's so much goal setting that is going into it. And when we're thinking about short-term versus long-term goals, how are B2C companies managing kind of the short-term throughput they want to get to your point with customer lifetime value, some of the more long-term goals they have in terms of growth?
Everything is about sequencing and propose to the organization and our client today the sequencing. Why? Because of course short-term wins matter, but only if they support a long-term vision. So we need to talk about quick wins to create value and to not forget the long term. So this is why I start the transformation with an audit, with a strong analysis, and with a strong leadership is key to have a strong vision.
So if I'm an organization looking at my business model, what should I, especially in B2C, how should I go about choosing the right business model? Loaded question.
Yeah, there is no, I would say, universal B2C model because it really depends on brand positioning, customer experience, and I would say also it depends strongly from the operational maturity. Mm-hmm. A business model is an operational commitment with a strong sponsorship and not just a revenue choice. So this is key. because in our industry, and especially in B2C commerce, it's really a competitive market. So we are really driven by the price, the cost of a project, the cost of a platform, and we need to keep in mind that the goal is bigger than that, and the customer value, the lifetime value, needs to be there on each step of the project.
So,
Yeah, sorry.
yeah. No, perfect.
To build a strong vision, I would say.
Yeah. So in thinking about that, and you've talked a lot about kind of customer 360 and really the eye of the customer, right? So as executives are starting to look at creating a unified customer experience, how do they go about creating a unified customer experience that creates the customer lifetime value that you've been talking about?
It's a matter of thinking customer as a journey, and not only at the end of the funnel or as a conversion rate, and not only as a channel. The goal is to think the customer as a 360 vision, because the customer can buy on store, on e-com, on network, everywhere. So to think about a customer experience only with the vision of B2C, it's not enough today. We need to create unified data, strong real-time data also, because customer is moving all the time. So yes, and AI is supporting that today really well. So yeah.
So, thinking past current state and looking at the next great frontier in B2C commerce, what do you see as the next big frontier?
So next, I would say the next frontier, and the key takeaway of everything is to really take the technology as an accelerator of this alignment, of this customer 360. So instead of thinking first platform technology and then customer, we need to reverse the way we are thinking, the way we are talking with our customer, as a partnership, but also the way we are talking with the final customer at the end.
Justine, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Let's Talk Business Transformation by OSF Digital. Follow us for more episodes and visit osf.digital to learn more.